it's 7 Grains of Salt. Well, if you haven't seen my Noahide Law videos, please go and watch those now or after you watch this, because this is just going to be a very short update and how they found out that there has been another law put into place. And this was after watching a 2 hours and 20 minutes show of Adam Green on the No More News, and he had the guest of Jana from Israel News Live there, Jana Ben Nooan. So let's try and take a few quick looks at what was discussed.
He's actually a Hindu guy.
Right.
And I had tried to get him on by writing to him. He didn't respond yet. He's not a Christian. But this is like, he really updates his website regularly. So this is a very good information to go to, very good website to go to for brand new information on Noahide laws. And I have sent you today about 4 or 5 articles that we can go through. Something really new that just kind of struck me. Do you see, like, on that one right here? Adam, he says he found, actually was him, and then I went and really rechecked it, but it's not only public law 10214 that we all thought that that's the public law that says that our nation is based on Noahide laws, right? But it's also a public law 150-2.
Wow.
So there is another public law.
So
Second public law.
So here is the public law that they were showing, so you can see it in very large. 7 Noahide laws and how they want to have it in education.
On the education law. And we know that Schneerson was propagating to educate the world. So it's all going to come through education. They're going to start educating brand new generation of children. And I don't know if you're familiar with this kind of like moment of silence.
yes, I am. Yep.
Okay. So the moment of silence in schools, this came out of Schneerson's head. Okay. This is part of the Noahide laws, this moment of silence thing.
So I ask every nation that's here, everyone that's listening, consider taking the 7 Noahide laws back to the basics and apply it to real daily life, and we will see a world difference. Children need to have a moment of reflection every single day, or perhaps a moment of silence, to think that they have been created by God, that they are an image of God, and that they need to realize that there is a supreme being, and that truly there's an eye that sees and ear that hears everything that they do. If we give children that opportunity, then perhaps these children will grow up with more meaning and more responsibility.
He was speaking of the new era that they have been waiting for 2,000 years now. So that's the new era of their Moshiach that they are asking to come. They're praying for, right? Now, is that Jesus? I really don't think so. And we all know it's not Jesus.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Refuse Jesus as the Messiah. Okay, so that new era would be something that we know as New World Order.
There's tons of sub-laws also. It's not just the 7. And the most important law to them is, number 1, no idol worship, which they consider Jesus and Christianity idol worship. So in the 7 Noahide laws, Christianity will cease to exist. We see this, they call it the righteous ones. Righteous Gentile to them means you recognize they are God's chosen people. They have a special role to play in the end times. And as a Noahide, you serve them and in their role of healing the world and ushering in the Moshiach and their messianic utopia.
That's correct. You said everything correctly. And a Gentile is executed for every type of foreign worship which a Jewish court would consider worthy of capital punishment. To admonish the people regarding their observance, a Gentile who transgresses these 7 commands shall be executed by decapitation.
And these people pretend like we're fear-mongering or we're conspiracy theorists or we're alarmists when we say that the penalty for not following the Noahide laws is decapitation, but we find it everywhere. Maimonides, on Wikipedia, on Chabad.org, everywhere you look, on Noahide.org. Here I could show the...
And this is in the UN, the US, and all around the world. They've even had Maimonides' picture, and this was hanging in the US Capitol, the government building. They shared this in the video as well.
This is a danger even for Christians who, well, they don't even call themselves Christians. They would call themselves Messianics or Hebrew roots, and they're the ones who are trying to study entire Torah, like the whole Jewish law and everything. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that them as Gentiles under Noahide laws, they're going to be executed because Jews do not tolerate Gentiles studying entire Jewish law and entire Jewish writings. They want Gentiles only to study the 7 Noahide laws. If you embarrass somebody in public, and of course this law is put there as a protection for Jews, like for example, you embarrass a Jewish person in public, you say something to embarrass him, okay? Guess what? They consider it you murdered him. So you're guilty of murder under Noahide laws.
Wow. Oh, and
this is the difference between a false Christianity who focuses on Jewish earthly kingdom and a true Christianity that focuses on heavenly Mount Zion and heavenly city of Jerusalem.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. 27 states are lobbying for anti-Semitism to be a criminal offense. So if you speak anything against Jews, anything against the state of Israel, anything against their religion, you will be labeled a criminal. Okay.
And look, they're already trying to rewrite the New Testament, like Dr. Brown called for with his debate with Shmuley Boteach, where he says Christian anti-Semites misuse their sacred texts, and he calls for improved translations. Putin, who's very close with Chabad as well, Abramovich and Lev Leviev, the diamond billionaire, all with Chabad, his Putin's rabbi, who says anti-Semitism is essentially non-existent in Russia and that it's trendy, it's cool to be Jewish in Moscow.
And this is basically Noahide law, and this is what they are lobbying for. In the United Nations, we know that Rabbi Cohen is saying that the Noahide laws will be basis for the international law. They are to be based for the International Criminal Court. Okay, so yes, it matches Bible prophecy perfectly.
And Netmore, I know you've seen this one too. The goal is to unify, serve, and organize all Noahide communities of the world under a single body that can operate under the direct authority and supervision of the Sanhedrin.
Here we go.
This is such a great video with so much information. I highly recommend watching it. It is 2 hours and 20 minutes, so it is quite lengthy. But unfortunately, there are pastors, and like I said, you cannot trust anyone today. You have to research for yourself and know the truth. Even just like Paul Begley, who has now, I'll show you a small clip, but I'm not going to play any more. But he is coming against the Noahide. So you really need to know who you're standing with and understand the truth in this all. So here we go.
This Noahide business too.
Yeah, get over it. Get over the guys. Let me tell you something about the Noahide. Get over it.
You guys need to look at Sharia laws.
The Sharia law is read what a Sharia. Don't even have to read Sharia law. Watch what the people who believe in Sharia law do to people. They cut their heads off, and they've been killing and murdering and abusing and raping and slaughtering innocent people. And we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs over something that's never going to, it has nothing.
Okay.
So he even brings up Tom Horn, and let's just take a listen.
And even Christian Zionists, like this is on the Jim Baker show, you know, he's a Christian Zionist. This is Thomas Horn I have his book, The Rabbis, Donald Trump, and the Top Secret Plan to Build the Third Temple. Unveiling the incendiary scheme by religious authorities, government agents, and Jewish rabbis to invoke the Messiah. So I read that book, and listen to what he says. He says that their Moshiach will be the Antichrist.
There have been at least a dozen Jewish rabbis that have said the Messiah is on earth now. He's been identified. He is soon going to make himself known. They too believe that we are in the end times. They too believe that the Messiah is about to appear. We would say the second coming is about to happen, but their Messiah is going to be a false Messiah. He's going to be the Antichrist, right? So I think that the smart ones in Israel...
Okay, there we go. The Antichrist. So they even know. This is like normal stuff. Look, here's one more thing.
He even has Ben Shapiro on here, and I'll show a small clip of that.
So you're not waiting for the Messiah to come,
right?
He's not coming
I'm waiting for the Messiah to come in the form of a political figure, right? So the Messiah in Judaism is a guy who's going to come back and is going to establish peace in Israel and is going to assure that there's sort of a happier world with a bunch of political aspects to it, as explained by Maimonides. But he's going to die too, right? He's not going to come back and everybody lives forever and any of that kind of stuff.
He's a corporeal agent. He's just like us.
Right. Like, and in the Jewish view, any person could be the Messiah. Any Jew can be the Messiah in the Jewish view. Right? So I could be it. Who knows? But it's not, I'm not. But.
So it was packed full of information, and I just want to also make note that she mentions in there how Freemasons are actually Noahides. And I found an article showing exactly that right here. So it is not just hearsay. Just wanted to bring that out. So that's why right now you really need to know who to trust. And of course, trusting in God and His Word is forefront. But then also understanding who your enemy is and who you're going to trust, if you can trust anyone at all. Because many pastors have gone astray. So please research for yourself. Don't even trust what I'm saying, but do your own research. Read the book of Romans. I could add many Bible verses, Romans 2 especially, Hebrews 10. There's so many verses that speak about that we are one in Christ. There's no Jew or Gentile that is separate, that we are one in Christ. So the better we understand the difference between the truth and the lies, the freer we are to walk with God. And I believe that wholeheartedly. God bless. I hope this helped. And please go watch that. It has so much information. God bless. Have a great week and maybe a great weekend. We'll catch you next time.